Welcome back. This is the Tuesday edition of the nation's most read breakfast show, Good Morning Namibia. Now, we are gearing towards Wednesday, the 27th day of November 2024. And in that regard, we're speaking to a first-time prospective voter in the upcoming elections. Now, as we approach this very important event, it's great to hear the perspective of young people and new voters who are engaging with the political process at this very time. Madam Stanisha Bienda is passionate about politics, and she's here to provide some insight into her thoughts, some concerns and excitement, not only of her own, but certainly of her generation. Good morning, Stanisha, and welcome to Good Morning Namibia.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
The pleasure is ours to have you. Are you doing well on this gift of a Tuesday?
Yes, I'm doing well. How are you doing, Denver?
I'm doing very well too, thank you. So please tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Stanisha? It's a beautiful name, by the way.
Thank you very much. I'm a first-year student studying marketing at NUST, and I turned 18 this year, so I decided that I should grab this opportunity and vote.
Why did you decide to grab this opportunity and vote? Why is it something that matters for you?
As a Namibian citizen, I feel like we all have the responsibility to vote for who we want to lead our country. And this year, I am excited because we have a female candidate running, and I feel inspired and proud. Menetumbo has been running, and she has shown that she is capable of being president, so I want to give her my full support.
Very well. So you're transparent about your choice?
Yes.
Your vote is not a secret?
It's not a secret.
Be that as it may, I'm happy to hear you say that you were excited to turn 18 and participate in this democratic process for the first time. Yes. There is a perception, correct or wrong, yes, that young people are not interested in voting. Young people have no interest in politics or in democracy. Is it true, or is it a flawed perception?
No, it is unfortunately very true. I have had discussions with many of my peers on campus, and I was sad to see that very few of them actually had their voters' cards or registered at all, and even fewer are deciding to vote. They basically say that they are not concerned with what is going on, or they don't feel like voting because they feel like nothing is going to change.
If they tell you that, what do you tell them?
I have a little saying, it says, if you don't want to change the problem, you are part of the problem.
And that's what you tell them?
Yes.
You're serving the fire?
Yes.
And what would their response ordinarily be if you were to say to them, listen, you're going to be part of the problem if you don't address what you believe is a problem?
I think it falls on deaf ears. It doesn't change anything, but that's them. And I feel like they have no right to complain about the state of affairs in the country because they didn't even vote about who they want to lead our country.
I think we need to take one slight step back. Okay. So where did your political conscious mindset come from?
Okay.
What is the context thereof?
My dad is a politician. He's fully politically conscious. So I came from that background. And from a very young age, I've been studying the party's manifestos, studying various politicians, and I became interested in the state of affairs, not only in the country, but in the continent, the world, everything.
Fascinating. I would imagine that you've also done research then on how an electoral process works, but Wednesday, the 27th day of November 2024, will be your first time where you can actually participate and not only observe or research.
Yes.
What are your expectations of the process specifically?
As I said, my parents have been voting ever since they could vote. So before then, they would just send me to the car and I would just wait for them. So I'm actually excited because now this time I'll be joining them in the queues.
You won't get sent to the car to wait for them?
No, not this time.
Yeah.
I will be participating.
So in about 8 days' time, it'll almost be an hour since polling stations across the country would have opened, because as per the Electoral Act, they open at 7 o'clock in the morning and then they open until 9 o'clock in the evening.
Yes.
What is your strategy in terms of such a day? Because one could face queues, you could have to stick it out in the sun for a while. So for you and other like-minded young people whose commitment it will be to definitely participate,
Yes.
what is your strategy and what is your advice for the day?
My advice would be to wake up early, get ready, and let's go out in numbers and vote. Make sure that you have refreshments and snacks because you might wait long. You know, ever since I could remember, it's been long queues and people come later and people come and go, and then they have people waiting in the lines for them. So I just advise everyone to come early and cast your vote.
And bring the refreshments.
And bring the refreshments and an umbrella.
In your introductory overview, you shared with us that your decision of whom to support was based on your research, on your studying of the manifesto and what that candidate stands for.
Yes.
Do you thus believe that whoever wants to participate in the democratic process, even those young people who claim that they don't care or they're not interested, has access to sufficient information?
I feel like the peers that I've spoken to all have access to the resources and all the information about the political parties and their manifestos, same as I here. And I feel like they're well informed about what is going on in the world, but they're just not interested.
Any final thoughts this morning before we let you go?
I would like to remind everyone that in the beginning of the year, we lost a president. And I just want to remind everyone of his words that our political opponents are not our enemies. So on the 27th, we have to go out, vote peacefully, and after the results come out, we have to welcome and celebrate and congratulate our victor.
Whoever the victor will be. Even if it's not your preferred candidate.
Yes, whoever the victor may be, and move forward and build a better Namibia.
Project Namibia is all we have. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing those insights. I'm sure you motivated those who may have registered. We're talking about young people here, but who are planning not to go vote, to reconsider at least. We see you at the polls.
Thank you so much for having me.
There you have it, Stanisha Bienda. She'll be a first-time voter